Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. Continuing the java.time package, now we are going to talk about the duration. So let's create another class, right click, class, duration, test 01. So what is duration? So basically duration, it's a class that's going to work with type-based amount of time. And you have to be careful because they work in terms of seconds and nanoseconds. Basically, all the classes that do not support seconds or nanoseconds, it means that the duration will not be able to work with. For example, if you try to get the duration to work with local date, you will get an exception because it does not support seconds or nanoseconds. For working with time amount for date specifically, we have the period that we are going to talk about in the next video. So the duration. Duration, it's very useful when you want to know the duration of different times. For example, let's create two local date times, one representing now and one representing now after 2 years. Now plus years 2. And let's also create a local time here. This one will be time now. And time now minus 7 hours. Minus hours 7. Since duration works exclusively with time, we will not get, for example, if we get the time difference between now and 2 years, it will not return 2. It will return the maximum in time, that can be hours, minutes, and seconds between these. So we can actually do plus years and, for example, plus minutes. You can add here, for example, 9. Now let's see. Let's create a duration. Duration d1. Duration, and you cannot get like of now because there is no duration of now. You need to pass a couple of things. We are going to talk about the of later on, but now we are going to get the duration between two temporal dates. That's the now and the now after 2 years. And we are going to print this in the console, d1. Now you are going to see that we have here p and then t. We have 17,520 hours passed from now and in 2 years, and 9 minutes and 001, and I believe this is milliseconds or nanoseconds. As you can see, we have here this P. The duration follows the pattern ISO 8601. And the duration, we have these capital letters that represent the designators for each one of the states of the date. So for example, P is the duration designator for period. So every time you see year or month or week or days, you will see the P coming before them. And T is the designator for the time. And that's why when we print a local time or local date time, for example, if you go back to the previous instant class, you will see that we always have after the date the time. So this T, it comes from the ISO and is representing is preceding the time. Now we have the first duration. We can get the second duration as well. So let's do Control D here, and the second duration, time now, and time now minus 7 hours. D2, Control Shift F10. And of course, you will get 7 hours difference between the time now and the time now minus 7 hours, because we did exactly like 7 hours minus. Now, we can also work with instant. So for example, D3, we can get instant.now and instant.now plus seconds, 8,000 seconds. Control D, D3, And if we check now, the time duration between now and now plus 1,000 seconds is 16 minutes and 40 seconds. We can also get the duration, like if you want to know, for example, how many hours we have in 20 days. We have the option to get duration, not off, and you have days, hours, minutes, and minutes, nanoseconds, and so on. You have to be careful with this off because sometimes you may pass a unit that's not supported. So let's first work with something that has the HAP flow. I will get duration of 20 days and I will print it here. Control Shift F10. 480 hours. And if I get, for example, minutes, of course we have support of for minutes, and it's going to print the same, PT3M. We actually call the D5. Now, as I was saying, I have to be careful because, for example, if you call off and then you say 3, but then you are going to send a chrono unit. So if you send a chrono unit that does not have support, actually the duration does not have support to this chrono unit, let's say days. Control Shift F10. It works because we have the days here, but for example, if you try to send month, Control Shift F10, we get an exception, unsupported temporal type exception. So unit must have an estimated duration. So I'm not sure exactly which ones of them are supported and which ones are not. Definitely the ones that you have of minutes, of days, of seconds, and so on are supported, but I'm not sure exactly which ones are not. So I would say if you are not sure, just stick with this one. And of course, you will pick this up when you try to execute your code and it will show you the exception. Okay, so that's everything that I wanted to tell you about the duration. It's time to move on to period. So see you in the next video. Bye.